What's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to break down how we took an apparel brand from $0 in ad spend to well over 1.5K a day in ad spend in less than 30 days, right before Black Friday, Cyber Monday. With my years of experience in direct to consumer and just the diversity in the portfolio of brands under management that we actively consult in helping build in-house, this is one of these rare opportunities where a brand comes to us and everything just makes sense. They just needed the right person on board to take the next step as far as leveraging these access channels coherently. I always push with any brand that's running ads or any paid media to have a heavy organic presence and have consistent sales organically before pushing paid ads. The reason being is because paid ads are expensive. If you're first starting off, you don't have any existing data, well, then you have to pay for that data. So you're going to spend loads of dollars before the algorithm has your ideal customer profile to acquire a customer at a pure profit. Secondly, it is a law of diminishing returns because paid media only amplifies your business. It's not the factor that's going to grow your business consistently, right? The way you can grow your business is by improving unit economics, by raising your average order value, by increasing your LTV, and then building a community or an organic following so that you can reduce your cost to acquire a brand new customer on the front end. Every single process or every single bottleneck to that point, most brands just don't have the bandwidth for it or to even make paid media a viable channel for them. So when it comes to a brand in a very competitive industry that already had market fit, had social proof, has an organic following, the next steps and really what we did to skyrocket performance was simplifying the whole entire process, pushing offers and products that have been known to be best sellers, and then combining a compelling front-end offer that's focused on the seasonality as we are 24 days away from Black Friday, Cyber Monday, depending on the time of you watching this video. We know November 24th is the actual day of Black Friday, and as far as days leading up to it, you can have pure freedom of what you want to run. Typically what works for Black Friday, Cyber Monday is you can do a site-wide discount, or you can focus on more tailored offers while expanding on evergreen offers. The main focus here is we don't want to train brand new customers to only buy on these discounts, right? We want to raise the AOV, we want to raise the LTV. So this is what we did for that apparel brand. Exact campaign setup, exact strategy ran, what was the front end offer, and ultimately what we're going to do to expand even further to now reach $2,000 in daily ad spend to even $5,000 a day in ad spend. So with that being said, let's dive into specifics and I'll break down the coherent strategy that we've used in the past 30 days. So here I've laid out the current bottlenecks most brands are facing, and it's very easy for us to replicate success when we just have to do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. So if we know the masses are running a DTC brand that only grows with paid media, direct response heavy, well, then the longevity of this brand is very limited because of the moment they stop running paid ads or their moment threshold for paid ads gets more expensive as competitors inside the market, this brand is coherently screwed, right? Let's look at other scenarios. Brands running heavy interest-based targeting ad sets. This is mainly retargeting middle funnel / bottom of the funnel customers, and having this solely as your main pathway or strategy for paid ads, you're screwing your bottom line. You're not generating new customers, and as a byproduct, this is going to affect your LTV at scale. And then if you're using cost caps, big caps, and ABO testing, this is mainly for middle funnel, bottom of the funnel audiences. You're hurting your bottom line by not growing your top of funnel customer base. And then as a byproduct, this should be the first pathway or the first concept any brand should focus on, is knowing their numbers. And we want to dial in our front end unit economics. We want to keep it in mind what are our expenses for one single SKU, what's manufacturing costs, ad cost, shipping, etc. And then this allows us to plan for cash flow specifically for what we're trying to run for that given season. Now, when it comes to these specifics and when it comes to what we change, well, it's pretty simple. When you have a brand that has market fit and they have an influencer backing the brand, or you have that organic presence in that community, and you're trying to use paid ads to take the next step to grow your company as far as generate top of funnel customers, well, then you don't really need to do much in this scenario, in my position as a consultant, as I'm trying to scale their company, focusing on one single channel. And how do we do that? Well, simply put, we just raise the perceived value of the market, which was already established based off of the community they have and the organic presence this apparel brand has. There's an automatic edge or a moat that separates this apparel brand from, let's say, your apparel brand if you were to operate one. If you don't have an influencer backing the brand, right, you're going to see higher CPMs, which is the reason why we're able to scale paid media pretty fast. We're seeing $5 CPMs. And then the expansion of this is, okay, I want to use Meta as my top of funnel traffic source. How can I retarget these customers to expand on LTV? Because I know that if I'm not having dedicated email flows, or if I'm not closing the gap for people that just bought from my first creative or my first set of ads, well, then I'm losing out on LTV. So I want to minimize the gap between the second order or the third order. And I want to improve the frequency of that. And we do this by possibly expanding across other channels and using these channels to aid within the middle funnel / bottom of the funnel audience. So for example here, I'm focusing on one single channel right now with this brand, which is Meta, and I'm growing top of funnel by going fully broad. I'm not doing any interest-based targeting. Now at a certain point, once we hit entropy, what I'm going to do is I want to capture the lowest hanging fruit. So this is where I'm going to run search campaigns on Google with coherent copy from the ads on Meta. And then from there, that's going to be my retargeting / bottom of the funnel to improve LTV. And then as a byproduct, now I can diversify into another access channel. Could be YouTube ads, could be TikTok to grow and find another channel to find top of funnel traffic. So when you have platforms funneling in top of funnel traffic, and then you have other platforms retargeting that existing customer base, you're seeing profitable front end CPAs, and then also you're seeing consistent LTV. So your business is growing as a byproduct. And then the creative cycle, which is every brand has a problem with creatives, and it's the organization, it's the process behind it. It's how can you pump out 90 testable ads in a given month. Now, this is a system. I've shared creative insights on this channel before. I'm not going to dive a bit into detail on this today just because it goes way more in depth. But if you want to expedite this process and get the resources to build in-house, well, feel free to check out my PDF down below, or I break down the protocol. And if you do want to expedite this, just hop on a call with me and I'll walk you through our program so that you can have everything you need to build in-house while having the chance to exit your company. And this is where the next phase with any brand is profit efficiency. You want to gain a competitive advantage over your competitors. And the moment the founder can focus on higher revenue generating activities instead of day-to-day operations, that's the moment, your business is set up for success. And ultimately, we want to have every single department in-house to separate ourselves and to maintain lean operations. The reason why a SaaS company can exit for a 10x multiple is because operations are lean in-house, they're profitable front-end unit economics, and then they have most software companies are on subscription basis, so then you have profitable LTV or consistent LTV. Whereas with ecom, you're with thinner margins, LTV is inconsistent, you're not selling software, and then your profit or your gross margin is really screwed because you have shipping and so on and so forth to keep in mind, and there's a whole nother equation. So for us, what dedicates success, or what do I determine as success, is I could care less about revenue. Revenue really doesn't matter. It's a facade number. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have any correlation. What I really care about is profit efficiency, because you could be running $1 million a year ecom business, but your expenses are $900K and you're only netting $100K, right? And for the amount of hours and the amount of headaches and the amount of stress you're going through, you're better off working a 9-to-5 job for $100K, realistically. So with that being said, the focus should always be knowing your numbers, auditing your numbers, maximizing profit efficiency, and trying to gain that competitive edge, which is done by ultimately building in-house. Now, let's dive into specifics. I'm going to break down the ad account in full, and then from there we can talk about just the next steps as we scale up. So this right here, a live look inside the ad account, and as we can see, the first campaign that was active was on the 26th of October, which is not even a full 30 days, but we're already at $700 in daily spend. We have 3 active campaigns. This right here got 6.7K in spend. And then if I were to break this down by the cost of purchase and just the amount of total purchases, $10.50, and then CPA was super profitable. And then we have our AOV at $106. So this campaign right here, going fully broad, 3-2-2 method, nothing too crazy. And then we have 2 other campaigns live that are pushing just seasonal SKUs on the front end where we're super profitable and we're just expanding that frame. So as you can see here in our numbers, cost per purchase $20, $14, $6.47. So this right here, this is our most profitable campaign. This is why we're actively scaling pretty hard. But then we're doing this as well for expanding on the other set of SKUs that we have that are super profitable. Now, this is going to lead into the phase where we're going to tap into Google Ads once we hit entropy with Meta. And then from there as well, it's having the protocol fully built in-house for this company. So all the marketing team is in-house, everything's operating pretty lean, and we're super profitable. So with that being said, that is the campaign structure in action, and those are just live results we're seeing in this ad account. And it all, just to recap everything, it comes from the perspective of having everything in place from the very beginning, right? If you have an organic presence and you have, let's say, a community, or you have an influencer backing your brand, you have an edge over your competitors. So this is where when you utilize paid media, you're going to see amplification in sales, simply put, because you have an untapped demographic to hit. But if you use ads as the main lever of growth for your company, well, you're always going to be set up for failure. You have to look at other areas to expand your company as well. You have to look at your unit economics, see if you can lower your cost of goods or warehouse manufacturing, possibly raising prices on current SKUs or new product launches, training new customers, growing that top of funnel base to be more AOV incentivized or focused. And then when you have that byproduct of just, you'll raise the perceived value, and then within your industry, you want to diversify across as many channels as possible. You want to have the flywheel system to pump out multiple creatives every single week, and then ultimately maximizing as much profit as possible. So with that being said, if you've enjoyed this video, let me know. If there's any questions, drop them down below. If you're interested or you want to learn more about the protocol that I've just covered in this video, feel free to check out my website, scalevelocity.io, where you can scroll all the way down. You can book in a call, speak directly with me, and then if it's a right fit, I'll make you an offer so that we could possibly see success. But with that being said, if there's any questions, feel free to drop them down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.